but let's talk about that it's not pretty. Starting a business is not, it's not pretty all the time.
It's rarely pretty, and I think I love that line. And that's really the essence of this book, which is your career is built over a lot of mundane, ugly days with 1,000 mess ups. And if you cannot, if you can't fail, you're screwed. And what was brilliant about Barstool was that it was always trying to understand the line. And that's what made it so interesting and also so alive and so captivating to fans, but also so difficult on the business, where I always had to have multiple lines of revenue because I didn't know Tuesday afternoon we could be offending an advertiser. We could have said something that's flaring up in the New York Post. I never knew what was going to happen. So safety and calm could come from having multiple levers to keep payroll going and the business happening. But I agree.
Right,
I
right.
think the bigger, it's funny, it's cool not to like work now. I think there's something, leisure seems more
Yeah.
fun than work. And building a company and a brand and a business like the Volume or building Barstool it's a mission. It's going to be ugly. Everyone's going to screw up. You're going to yell at people. You're going to get yelled at. So and it's becoming a smaller and smaller number of people who want to sign up for that, which I think is really unfortunate.
Yeah, well, it's fortunate for us boomers who like
Yeah,
to work and
exactly.
get great. I love
Same.
working. It's interesting how people view success. For me, in my little world, I view success as the ability, without meddling, to create the best creative content
Yeah.
I can with a
Yeah.
team. It could be a podcast, television, radio. If I have a team, we're being creative, doing the best we can. I thought yesterday I had my best show in 6 months and there was nothing going on. Our staff had a really good meeting. That to me is
Yeah.
success. When how and in a company with multiple units and platforms, there's varying degrees of success. Did you have an overarching theme or belief system on what success was for now Food 52 or
Yeah,
Barstool?
it's similar. I'm like you, where success is success is hard earned and hard fought, and it can be quite small. It's a good show.
Yeah.
It's a great meeting. It's accomplishing something, getting something done. Look, when I got to Barstool, I just didn't want to get fired. I was like, I don't know what I've
Right.
stepped into. Everyone was like, this is going to be your last job because there's no way this is going to work.
Yeah.
But success was it for us, it was really always about learning. Like, can we do something we don't think we can do? Can we go someplace where we've never been before? Could
Right.
we invent a way of doing things that hadn't been done? And Food 52 will be the same. It's a startup. It's, how do we create content? How do we showcase stories and products and bring joy to people's homes? And Barstool's different. It's making people laugh and talking to guys and mostly covering sports and entertainment, but it's really not that different at the core.
What's the best advice, Erika, you've ever received?
The best piece of advice I've ever received, I received two pieces of advice. One from my dad, which was, my dad was a philosophy professor, and his
Oh,
advice was,
no wonder you're so
I don't
smart.
know. His advice was always the best control is no control, which paid out handsomely in my Barstool time, I will say. But that you shouldn't try to hold anything so tight. Like, you've got to let things, you have to move with things and you have to watch how things move.
Yeah.
And then the other piece of advice was just to work your ass off in your 20s, that you will never regret just doing any job humanly possible in your 20s, learning as much as you can, doing as much as you can, working as much as you can.